The stars shone brightly in the cold, empty black of space. But this darkness was far from peaceful. Around a glowing golden star, thousands of alien warships floated like a sea of metal, stretching farther than the eye could see. Each ship was massive, armed with weapons that could destroy entire planets. The alien empire had conquered hundreds of worlds, and now they were here, near the heart of their power, to celebrate. On the surface of the largest ship, admirals and commanders stood tall, their faces sharp and proud. They wore armor that glittered under the star's light. Around them, alien banners waved in the vacuum, broadcasting their triumph across dozens of nearby planets. Fireworks lit the void, strange alien colors blooming across space like a deadly aurora. The Empire's citizens watched from orbiting stations, cheering, shouting, and waving holographic flags. "No human can challenge us now," a commander boomed. His voice echoed through the grand hall. "They are extinct. They are gone. And this galaxy belongs to us." The crowd erupted. Alien laughter filled the halls of every flagship. Propaganda drones floated above, broadcasting the same message to every corner of their empire: humans are nothing. Humanity is finished. Outside, the alien fleet glittered with power. Ships moved in perfect formation, firing energy beams into the void for show. It was a display of dominance, a warning to anyone who dared challenge them. They believed nothing, not even the smallest life form, could stop them now. But in the midst of this celebration, a tiny blip appeared on the alien sensors. At first it was dismissed. "Just interference," one officer said. "A glitch. Nothing to worry about." Yet the signal was real. Small. Weak. Almost invisible. It came from the supposedly empty sector once occupied by humans. It was like a whisper in a hurricane, a faint heartbeat in the silence of space. The aliens didn't see it as a threat. They saw it as a curiosity, nothing more. Deep in the shadows of a hidden asteroid belt, a small human ship moved silently. It was tiny compared to the alien warships. Its hull was dark, designed to blend with the stars. No lights, no weapons firing, no announcements. Just a silent observer. Inside, the human crew moved quickly but carefully. The captain, a tall figure with sharp eyes, glanced at the control panel. "Keep it steady," she whispered. "Do not alert them. Not yet." The crew obeyed. Every hand, every movement was precise. Humans were few now. Their colonies had fallen. Their fleets had been crushed. Yet here in this single ship, hope still lived. They had survived. And they had a plan. On board the alien flagship, celebrations continued. Fireworks exploded in perfect symmetry. The Empire's leaders toasted each other, speaking of the humans as if they were stories from a forgotten age. "A tiny, weak species," one admiral sneered. "A pest that vanished before we even knew it existed." But none of them noticed the tiny human signal moving between stars. It slipped through the gaps in the Empire's sensors, moving where no alien expected it to go. The ship's presence was a secret, a threat unnoticed. The human ship glided past a massive battleship. Its crew held their breath. For a moment, the alien sensors blinked at the faint signal, but then it disappeared. The officers dismissed it again. "Just a minor energy fluctuation," one said. "Probably a rock or cosmic dust. Move on." The human captain allowed herself a small smile. They were invisible, unseen, untouched. And that invisibility was their greatest weapon. The galaxy thought humans were gone. The Empire thought they were extinct. But humans were still here, small but clever, hiding in plain sight. Outside, the alien fleet continued its show of power. Ships rotated in formation, launching more fireworks, while planets watched in awe. They felt untouchable. The Empire was blind in its arrogance. And then the camera pans. Slowly, deliberately. Past the rows of massive alien ships, past the celebrations, past the glittering light of the star. It stops on the small human ship, hovering silently in the shadows. Nothing else moves. No alarms. No warnings. Just a small, dark vessel waiting. The stage was set. The humans were still alive. The Empire was unaware. And soon everything would change. The galaxy thought it had won. It thought humans were nothing. But the unexpected war had already begun, quietly, invisibly, and with one small, determined ship at its center. The stars glimmered coldly in the endless black of space, but this calm was a lie. Around a glowing golden star, thousands of alien warships formed a massive fleet, stretching so far it seemed to touch the void itself. Each ship was a fortress of metal, bristling with weapons that could destroy entire planets. This was the heart of the alien empire, the jewel of its power, and today it was a stage for arrogance. On board the largest flagship, alien commanders stood proud and fearless, their uniforms gleaming under the star's harsh light. Around them, banners waved in the void, their strange symbols floating across space, broadcast to dozens of nearby planets. Fireworks exploded in precise patterns, bright red, blue and green energy bursts that illuminated the fleet. Every explosion was met with cheers, laughter, and a sense of unstoppable power. "No human could ever challenge us now," a commander shouted. His voice was proud, deep and sharp, echoing through the flagship. "They are extinct. They are gone. Their time has ended." The crowds erupted in cheers. Holographic displays projected human skulls and empty worlds, reminding everyone of what the Empire believed was their ultimate victory. Propaganda drones floated above, spreading the message across hundreds of planets. "The humans are nothing. They are extinct. The galaxy is ours." The alien fleet moved like a living organism. Ships of every shape and size glided past each other in perfect formations. Massive energy beams shot into the void for show, a demonstration of deadly precision. To them this was perfection. Their rule was absolute. Nothing could challenge them. Nothing except. A tiny blip appeared on one of the sensors. Just a flicker. Almost nothing. A simple irregularity in the waves of energy and space-time. The officer monitoring it frowned. "Noise?" he muttered. "Probably interference. Ignore it." But the blip was not noise. It was real. Small. Almost invisible. A faint heartbeat of life where none was supposed to exist. Somewhere in the sector once filled with human colonies, a tiny signal whispered across space. Hidden in the shadow of an asteroid belt, a small human ship drifted silently. Its hull was dark, built to hide in the void. No lights shone, no weapons fired. Just quiet. Invisible. Waiting. Inside, the crew moved with precise efficiency. The captain, eyes sharp and wary, scanned the star-strewn darkness. "Steady. Keep us hidden," she whispered. "They can't know we are here." "Not yet." Her crew obeyed without hesitation. Humans were few. Their colonies had been destroyed. Their fleets had been shattered. But here, in this single tiny ship, life and hope persisted. They had survived. They had a purpose. Meanwhile, the Empire celebrated. Fireworks lit the void. Leaders toasted each other, mocking humans as if they were myths. "A weak, tiny species," one admiral sneered. "Gone before we even noticed." Yet, in the shadows, the human ship moved like a ghost. Its signal slipped past the Empire's sensors, unnoticed, unthreatening. For the aliens, it was insignificant, a minor anomaly in the sea of their dominance. But for those who knew, this was the first whisper of a storm to come. The ship glided silently past a massive battleship, its crew holding their breath. Alien sensors blinked at the faint signal, then returned to normal. "Just energy fluctuation," one officer said. "Probably dust. Move on." A small smile crossed the captain's face. Invisible. Undetected. Untouched. The galaxy thought humans were gone. The Empire believed it had won. But humans survived, clever, patient, and hidden. Outside, the alien fleet continued its show. The planets watched, awed by perfection. Pride filled the Empire, blinding them to the truth. They were powerful, but blind. Then the camera shifts slowly. Past the massive alien ships, past the celebration, past the glittering fireworks and banners. It moves to the dark, silent human ship, hovering in shadows. No alarms. No warnings. Just a tiny vessel in the emptiness of space. The stage was set. The humans were still alive. The Empire was unaware. And the galaxy was about to face an unexpected war, one that would begin quietly, invisibly, and with a small, determined ship at its heart. The audience knew what the aliens did not. The war had already begun. The stars stretched endlessly, cold and distant, like tiny diamonds scattered across black velvet. But in this dark, infinite void, peace was only an illusion. Near a glowing golden star, thousands of alien warships formed a breathtaking fleet, each ship larger than any human city had ever been. They floated in perfect formations, vast and terrifying, like a living constellation of steel and fire. Each vessel bristled with weapons, capable of obliterating planets with a single shot. This was the heart of the alien empire, the pride of its rulers, and today, it pulsed with arrogance and triumph. On board the flagship, the largest and most magnificent of them all, alien leaders stood proudly before a massive crowd. Their armor reflected the star's light, polished to a gleam that rivaled the fleet's energy beams. Around them, banners floated in the vacuum, symbols of conquest and dominance projected across hundreds of nearby planets. Fireworks exploded with dazzling precision, strange alien colors bursting in the blackness, each burst perfectly choreographed to demonstrate power and control. The Empire's citizens, watching from orbiting platforms and distant colonies, cheered and shouted, intoxicated by the display. Holograms projected humans as long-extinct creatures, tiny and weak, their civilizations crushed under alien conquest. Propaganda drones drifted above, broadcasting the Empire's message: humans are gone. They are extinct. Their time is over. The galaxy is ours. No human can challenge us now, a commander shouted, his voice echoing through the halls of the flagship. They are finished. Their species is extinct. Their colonies are empty. Their history is nothing but dust. The alien crowd erupted in laughter. They did not just believe they were the strongest, they were certain. Victory was theirs. Absolute and complete. Ships moved in exact formations, energy beams lit the void, and every alien leader basked in the illusion of invincibility. Yet, amidst this display of overwhelming might, a tiny anomaly appeared on the sensors. A flicker. A faint blip. So small it could have been cosmic dust. A glitch in the readings. Noise, muttered the officer at the console. Probably interference. Ignore it. But the signal was real. A heartbeat in the emptiness. Tiny, weak, almost invisible. It came from a sector that humans once called home, a sector now assumed empty, lifeless. Hidden in the shadows of a jagged asteroid belt, a small human ship drifted silently. Unlike the colossal alien warships, it was insignificant in size. Its hull was dark and matte, designed to blend with the stars. No lights. No signals. No weapons fire. Just silence. Inside, the human crew moved with precision. Every action was careful, deliberate, and quiet. The captain, a sharp-eyed woman in her early 30s, glanced at the star-filled void ahead. Steady, she whispered. We must stay invisible. They cannot know we are here. Not yet. The crew obeyed, each member tense but focused. Humans were few now. Their colonies were shattered. Their fleets had been destroyed. Yet hope survived in this one ship, and with it, the potential to change the fate of the galaxy. The alien empire's celebration continued. Fireworks streaked across space. Leaders toasted each other, mocking humans as if they were myths or bedtime stories. A tiny, weak species, one admiral sneered. Gone before we even noticed. But in the shadows, the human ship moved undetected. Its signal slipped past the Empire's sensors, invisible and silent. For the aliens, it was nothing. Insignificant. But for the humans, it was their greatest weapon. The galaxy believed they were extinct, but humans survived, clever, patient, and hidden. The ship drifted past a massive alien battleship. Inside the alien command room, officers glanced at the flicker again. Their consoles blinked, sensors searched for threats, but found none. Probably dust, one officer said. Move on. There is nothing here. A faint smile crossed the captain's face. Invisible. Undetected. Untouched. They had survived. Against all odds, they still existed. Outside, the alien fleet's show of power continued. Energy beams flashed. Ships rotated in formation. Planets watched, awed by the display. Pride blinded the Empire. They could not see the small spark that would soon ignite a storm. Slowly the camera pans. Past the massive warships, past the exploding fireworks, past the banners floating in the void. It moves to the dark, silent human ship, hovering in the shadows, still and quiet. No alarms. No warnings. No sign of life. But inside, every second was alive with tension. The stage was set. The humans were alive. The Empire was blind to their presence. And the unexpected war had already begun, quietly, invisibly, and with a single determined ship at its center. The galaxy thought it had won. It believed humans were nothing. But one human move, waiting in the dark, would soon change everything. The stars stretched endlessly, cold and silent, like diamonds scattered across black velvet. But the calm of space was only an illusion. Near a glowing golden star, thousands of alien warships gathered, forming a massive, glittering fleet. Each vessel was a fortress larger than any human city had ever known, bristling with energy weapons capable of obliterating entire planets. This was the heart of the alien empire, the pinnacle of its power, and today, it shone as a monument to arrogance. On board the flagship, the largest ship in the armada, alien commanders stood with pride, their polished armor catching the light of the star. Around them, banners floated in the vacuum, symbols of conquest projected across dozens of nearby worlds. Fireworks erupted in the darkness, bright and deadly, illuminating the fleet in a kaleidoscope of alien colors. Each explosion was precise, a show of absolute control. The Empire's citizens watched from orbiting stations, cheering and shouting, lost in the thrill of dominance. "No human can challenge us now," roared a commander, his voice echoing through the vast halls. "They are extinct. Their colonies are ashes. Their fleets are gone. Humanity is finished." The crowd erupted in cheers, their joy echoing across multiple planets. Holograms projected shattered human cities and empty worlds, proof of their victory. Propaganda drones hovered, broadcasting the message across the Empire: humans are nothing. They are extinct. The galaxy belongs to us. The alien fleet moved with frightening perfection. Ships glided past one another in formation, massive energy beams traced arcs across space, and every commander believed their rule was untouchable. The Empire felt unstoppable. Nothing could challenge them. Nothing except. A tiny flicker appeared on one officer's console. A small, almost imperceptible blip. It was faint, weak, so small it could have been a sensor glitch. "Noise," muttered the officer, frowning. "Probably interference. Ignore it." But it was no noise. It was real. Almost invisible. A heartbeat in the void. From the sector once filled with human colonies, a signal whispered across space. Small, weak, almost insignificant. But it existed. Hidden in the jagged shadows of an asteroid belt, a single human ship drifted silently. Unlike the massive alien warships, it was small, dark, and built for stealth. No lights shone. No weapons fired. No alarms rang. Just quiet. Just invisibility. Inside, the crew moved with precise efficiency. Every hand, every movement was controlled and deliberate. The captain, a tall woman with sharp eyes, glanced at the stars beyond. "Steady," she whispered. "Do not alert them. Not yet." Her crew obeyed. Humans were few now. Their colonies had been destroyed, their fleets crushed. But in this tiny ship, hope survived, and with it, the power to change the galaxy. Back on the flagship, the Empire celebrated. Fireworks blazed across the void. Leaders toasted each other, mocking humanity as if it were a fairy tale. A tiny, weak species, an admiral sneered. "Gone before we even noticed." But in the shadows, the human ship moved like a ghost. Its signals slipped past the Empire's sensors, invisible, silent, untouchable. For the aliens it was insignificant, a minor anomaly. But for those who knew, it was a warning. The smallest spark can ignite the deadliest fire. The human vessel drifted past a massive battleship. Inside, alien officers noticed the flicker again. Consoles blinked, sensors scanned, but nothing appeared. "Just cosmic dust," one said. "Move on. There is no threat." A faint smile crossed the captain's face. Invisible. Undetected. Untouched. They had survived. The galaxy thought humans were gone, but humans remained. Clever. Patient. Hidden. Ready. Outside, the alien fleet continued its show of power. Energy beams lit the void, ships rotated in perfect formation, and planets watched in awe. Pride blinded the Empire. They could not see the tiny spark that would soon ignite chaos. Slowly, the camera pans past the massive alien ships, past the fireworks and banners, and settles on the small human vessel, hovering in shadows. No alarms, no warnings. Just a dark, silent ship, carrying the last whispers of humanity's survival. Inside, the crew readied their instruments. The captain's fingers danced over controls. Every calculation precise. Every movement intentional. They were preparing for something no one else in the galaxy could imagine. The stage was set. The humans were alive. The Empire was blind. And the unexpected war had already begun, quietly, invisibly, and with one small, determined ship at its heart. The galaxy believed it had won. The Empire believed humans were extinct. But one human move, hidden in the darkness, would soon change the fate of millions. The stars stretched endlessly across the dark canvas of space, cold and distant, like scattered diamonds. Silence seemed to reign. But this calm was a lie. Near a glowing golden star, thousands of alien warships hovered, forming an immense fleet that shimmered like a river of steel and light. Each ship was enormous, larger than any city humanity had ever built. Every hull bristled with energy cannons, missiles, and defensive shields, capable of erasing planets in moments. This was the heart of the alien empire, the jewel of its dominance, and today it gleamed with triumph. On board the flagship, the largest vessel in the fleet, alien commanders stood tall, proud and unyielding. Their armor reflected the star's light, polished to perfection, showing every curve and symbol of rank. Around them, banners floated in the vacuum, strange symbols projected across orbiting planets, announcing victory. Fireworks exploded in the darkness, bright reds, greens and blues, illuminating every ship like dangerous stars in the void. Citizens on nearby colonies watched in awe, cheering, shouting, and reveling in what they believed was the absolute power of the Empire. "No human can ever challenge us," boomed a commander, his voice deep and sharp, reverberating through the vast halls of the flagship. "Their colonies are gone. Their fleets are nothing. Humanity is finished." The alien crowd erupted in cheers. Holograms projected images of shattered human cities, empty worlds and ruins of once thriving civilizations. Drones hovered above, repeating the same message over hundreds of planets: "Humans are extinct. Their era is over. The galaxy belongs to us." The fleet moved with terrifying precision. Energy beams flashed across space, lighting up massive warships. Every movement, every formation, every explosion was perfect. To the Empire, the universe was theirs. Nothing could challenge them. Nothing except. A tiny blip appeared on a sensor, so small it was almost invisible. A flicker, a heartbeat in the vast silence of space. The officer at the console frowned. "Noise?" he muttered. "Probably interference. Ignore it." But it was real. Weak, small, almost invisible. A whisper in the void. From the sector once filled with human colonies, a faint signal pulsed, barely noticeable, almost nothing to the vast empire. Hidden in the jagged shadows of an asteroid belt, a small human ship drifted silently, invisible against the black of space. Unlike the massive alien vessels, it was tiny, dark, and designed for stealth. No lights, no weapons, no movement that could be detected. Only silence. Inside, the crew moved with careful precision. Every gesture, every breath, every tap on a control panel was calculated. The captain, a tall woman with sharp, intelligent eyes, scanned the void ahead. "Steady," she whispered. "Do not alert them." "Not yet." The crew obeyed. Humans were few. Their colonies had been destroyed. Their fleets crushed. But in this tiny ship, hope survived. And hope had a plan. Back on the flagship, the Empire's celebration continued. Fireworks lit the void in dangerous arcs of color. Leaders toasted each other, mocking the humans as if they were myth or legend. A tiny, weak species, an admiral sneered. "Gone before we even noticed." Yet in the shadows, the human ship moved like a ghost, silent and undetected. Its signal slipped past the Empire's sensors, invisible. For the aliens it was nothing, a minor glitch. But for those who understood, it was the first sign of a storm. One small spark could ignite the deadliest fire. The ship passed a massive battleship. Inside, alien officers noticed the flicker again. Consoles blinked, sensors scanned, but the signal vanished. "Cosmic dust," one said. "Move on. There is no threat." A faint smile crossed the captain's face. Invisible. Undetected. Untouched. They had survived. Against all odds, humanity still existed. Clever, patient, hidden. Ready. Outside, the alien fleet continued its show of power. Energy beams flared. Ships rotated in perfect formation. Planets watched awed. Pride blinded the Empire. They could not see the small human ship, the last whisper of survival, gliding silently among them. Slowly the camera pans past massive alien ships, past fireworks and banners, past gleaming hulls. It settles on the tiny human vessel, hovering in the darkness. No alarms. No warnings. Just quiet, stillness, patience. Inside, the crew prepared their instruments. Fingers moved over panels, calculations made, strategy planned. Every movement was deliberate, precise, intentional. They were preparing for something the Empire could never imagine. The stage was set. Humans were alive. The Empire was blind. And the unexpected war had already begun, quietly, invisibly, with one small, determined ship at its heart. The galaxy believed humans were gone. The Empire believed victory was absolute. But one human move, hidden in the dark, would soon change the fate of millions. And somewhere, deep in the void, the first echoes of resistance whispered across the stars, waiting for the right moment to strike. The stars stretched endlessly across the vast black of space, glittering coldly like diamonds scattered on a black velvet canvas. Silence seemed to reign in the void. But this calm was only a mask. Near a glowing golden star, thousands of alien warships floated like a river of steel, forming a fleet so immense it seemed to swallow the light of nearby suns. Each vessel was larger than any human city, bristling with weapons capable of obliterating planets with a single strike. This was the heart of the alien empire, the pinnacle of its might, and today it pulsed with arrogance and triumph. On board the flagship, the largest of them all, alien commanders stood proud, armor shining under the golden light of the star. Around them, banners and holographic symbols floated in the vacuum, projected to orbiting planets far below. Fireworks erupted in perfect, choreographed bursts of red, green, and blue, illuminating the fleet like a deadly aurora. The Empire's citizens watched from distant colonies, cheering, shouting, their minds intoxicated with the illusion of invincibility. "No human can ever challenge us," roared a commander, his deep voice echoing through the vast halls. "Their colonies are ashes. Their fleets are gone. Humanity is finished." The crowd erupted in joyous screams. Holograms displayed ruined human cities, empty planets, and the skeletal remains of human fleets. Drones hovered above, broadcasting the message to hundreds of worlds: humans are extinct. Their time is over. The galaxy belongs to us. The alien fleet moved like a single living organism. Ships rotated, beams of energy streaked across space, and every maneuver was precise. Victory seemed absolute. Power seemed unshakable. Nothing, not even the smallest species, could challenge them, or so they believed. A tiny flicker appeared on one officer's console. A barely noticeable blip. So faint it almost seemed imaginary. The officer frowned. "Noise?" he muttered. "Interference. Ignore it." But it was real. Small. Weak. Almost invisible. A heartbeat in the infinite void. From the sector once filled with human colonies, a faint signal pulsed like a whisper, almost nothing, but alive. Hidden in the jagged shadows of an asteroid belt, a small human ship drifted silently, invisible against the black of space. Unlike the massive alien vessels, it was tiny, dark, and built to remain hidden. No lights. No weapons. No signs of life. Only silence. Inside, the crew moved with precision. Every motion, every breath, every tap on a control panel was deliberate. The captain, a tall, sharp-eyed woman, scanned the void ahead. "Steady," she whispered. "We cannot be seen. Not yet." Her crew obeyed, tense but focused. Humans were few. Their colonies destroyed, fleets shattered. But hope survived in this single vessel. Hope and determination. The alien empire's celebration continued unabated. Fireworks flared across the void, energy beams arched through space, and leaders toasted one another, mocking humans as though they were myth or legend. A tiny, weak species, an admiral sneered. Gone before we even noticed. Yet, in the shadows, the human ship moved like a ghost, undetected, unthreatened. Its signals slipped past alien sensors, invisible, almost insignificant. For the Empire, it was nothing. But for those who understood, it was a warning. A spark in darkness can ignite a storm. The ship drifted past a colossal battleship. Inside, officers noticed the flicker again. Consoles blinked, sensors scanned, but the signal vanished as quickly as it appeared. "Cosmic dust," one officer said. "Nothing to worry about. Move on." A faint smile crossed the captain's face. Invisible. Undetected. Untouched. They had survived. Humanity, the galaxy believed extinct, still lived, clever, patient, and ready. Outside, the fleet continued its show of dominance. Energy beams lit the void, ships moved in perfect synchrony, and planets watched in awe. Pride blinded the Empire. They could not see the tiny human ship, the last whisper of resistance, slipping through their grasp. Slowly, the camera pans past massive alien warships, past exploding fireworks and floating banners, past shining hulls and endless fleets. It stops on the tiny human vessel, hovering silently in the darkness. No alarms. No warnings. Just a dark, still ship, carrying the fragile hope of humanity. Inside, the crew readied their instruments. Fingers moved over panels. Calculations and strategies unfolded in real time. Every movement was deliberate. Every breath was measured. They were preparing for something the Empire could never imagine. The stage was set. Humans were alive. The Empire was blind. And the unexpected war had already begun, quietly, invisibly, with one small, determined ship at its heart. The galaxy believed humans were gone. The Empire believed victory was complete. But one human move, hidden in the shadows, would soon change the fate of millions. Somewhere in the void, faint signals echoed across the stars, unnoticed by the arrogant Empire. Signals of survival. Signals of defiance. Signals of the beginning of humanity's unexpected war. The countdown to chaos had begun and no one, not the Empire, not the countless fleets, not the arrogant commanders, had any idea what was coming.